Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today it's all about my, it turns out, top 14 winter fragrances from my collection that I am itching to share with you guys. There is a vastness of price range here to share with you. So there's a little bit of inexpensive, we have niche, we have designer, and we have some celebrity fragrances to share with you, but they are my top 14 for the entire winter months. I had snow where I am in Canada, and I'm not used to getting snow this early, back in October. And I live in one of the warmest parts of Canada, and yeah, it's crazy. Before we get started on all those fragrances, I am going to share with you what I have on my nails and what I have on my lips, because if I don't, you always ask. On my lips, I do have a combo. This is by MAC, and this is the color Fast Play. This is their Luster lipstick, and I love MAC lipsticks. I don't think they get enough mentions on YouTube anymore. I don't know why, because they're amazing. Then I have on top of that Buxom's Full On Lip Cream in the color Dolly, and that is the lip combo I'm wearing. On my nails today is awesome. It's one of the new companies I just started purchasing from, this company called Mooncat, and this particular color is in Take Me to Your Leader, and I absolutely love it, and the color is just, it's phenomenal. You guys, let's see, Mooncat, Hollow Taco, ILMP, those are my top 3 nail polish brands. Okay, so let's start off with I guess I'm going to throw this in as a designer fragrance, and it is not really a designer. I just didn't know where to throw this in. It's very inexpensive. You can find it in the United States. Here in Canada, we don't have a Target. May they rest in peace. But in Target, in the United States, you can get mix bar fragrances like this one here. And this one is in the scent of vanilla bourbon. And this one is delicious. I cannot wait. It's just starting to get really cold up here. I know we had snow in October, then it warmed up. Now it's about getting cold again, and I cannot wait. So let's go check out Fragrantica for the main accords and also the pyramids for this one. Main accords for vanilla bourbon by Mix Bar are vanilla, powdery, woody, amber, fresh spicy, sweet, warm spicy, and balsamic. Top notes are black pepper and bergamot. Mid notes are jasmine, vanilla orchid, and apple blossom. Base notes are Madagascar vanilla, amber, and sandalwood. I think it's the top and the base notes that I love so much. It is so delightful. It's actually really creamy vanilla. And as I read off of Fragrantica, there aren't any actual bourbon notes to it or anything that really reminds me of like alcohol. But this is a very sweet vanilla. Now, I really enjoy this. I bought this one. I had my friend send it to me. I want to say it was in the spring. I've been holding on to it for these colder months because I feel like this is just going to do so much better in the colder months. And I cannot wait to wear this one. So again, this is the Vanilla Bourbon by Mix Bar. Next up in the designer fragrances, another inexpensive fragrance is Rich, Warm, Addictive by Zara. This particular scent I enjoy mostly before I go to bed. And I've talked about this many times. This is my go-to fragrance for the winter just before I go to bed. It's just a beautiful, sexy, sultry, beautiful scent that nothing overpowers too much before you go to sleep, but also it's just a gorgeous scent. It may not last that long, but that's okay because I do wear this before I go to bed and I only need it for like an hour maybe. Anyway, let's go check out the main accords. The main accords for Rich, Warm, Addictive by Zara are sweet, honey, coconut, tobacco, woody, floral, lactonic, powdery, tropical, and vanilla. Fragrance notes are honey, coconut, tobacco, sandalwood, cedar. This one is it is so good, and I'm not a big honey fan, so if you're also adverse to honey scents, I don't necessarily get that. It's super sweet, loads of vanilla. I absolutely love this scent. And again, that is Zara's Rich, Warm, Addictive. The next fragrance I'm going to share with you is definitely for us gourmand lovers who really love and strive to smell like you want to be eaten alive. And that is actually from YSL in the Black Opium Le Parfum. Now, that being said, I know Black Opium has had so many different flankers that have come out and released, but this is probably my absolute favorite one of all of them. This is just so strong, so sweet, so beautiful. Oh my gosh, if you love vanilla, you guys, wait until I tell you guys how much vanilla is in this. Because again, if you love vanilla like me, this is definitely one I would suggest. Main accords for Black Opium Le Parfum by YSL are vanilla, warm spicy, coffee, sweet, white floral, and powdery. Top notes are pear, cinnamon, and green mandarin. Mid notes are solar notes, jasmine sambac, orange blossom. Base notes are Madagascar vanilla, bourbon vanilla, vanilla absolute, coffee, vanilla orchid, and patchouli. Again, and if you don't like patchouli, don't worry, you're not going to smell it. This is This is vanilla. I think if anything, the patchouli, if there is obviously a little bit, although it's on the base notes, I'm looking at Fragrantica right now, then I think they may be using that just a more of a longevity thing. But my good God, this is amazing. I highly, highly suggest this fragrance. If you love vanillas, gourmand lover, do it. It lasts forever on my skin and my clothes, and I'm so happy with this. I started off with a travel size spray, and then I loved it so much I ended up buying this 30 ml, which is all I need because I have a gazillion fragrances. I'll try to remember to put the video above. I'll put that little card above of a comparison video I did. But my next fragrance I'm going to share with you guys is Goddess by Burberry, and this is fairly new to my collection, and it is the 100 ml bottle that my husband was able to get for me when he was flying out of Copenhagen airport, the duty free. I really do prefer this one over what I was basically comparing it to, even though they're not exact, but they're both vanillas, and that's Devotion by Dolce & Gabbana. I prefer this one. I think it just has a little bit more sophistication. Everyone is different. I think I can get the sickeningly sweet vanillas from Kayali or many other places. And these designer fragrances, by the way, are creeping up in price. Like, this is expensive. And I know it's 100 ml, but they're really expensive now. So anyway, let's go check out the main accords. Main accords for Goddess by Burberry are vanilla, lavender, warm spicy, cacao. Top notes are vanilla, lavender, cacao, and ginger. Mid note is vanilla caviar. Base note is vanilla absolute. This is truly a vanilla lavender fragrance, where the vanilla does take over a little bit more over the lavender, but I do enjoy this one also for bed. So this would be a great fragrance to feel comforted at home, but also wear before you go to sleep. I think it's a beautiful fragrance. And again, I do prefer this one over the Devotion by Dolce & Gabbana. And yeah, I highly recommend this one for a nice lavender blend of vanilla, and it's not too sweet. Next up, I have another fragrance that I have by my bedside table, where I wear this in the winter time when it's nice and cold, right before bed, and that is none other than Juicy Couture's Viva La Juicy Gold. And they have a whole bunch of fragrances in their lineup, but really what sets each one of these apart are the base notes, because the top and the mid notes, for most of them, for the most part, are very, very similar. It's the base notes that I think that really stand out for me, because again, if you're a gourmand lover, you will absolutely love this. And my husband Nelson, he can actually smell this. It lasts a really long time, and I do really enjoy that creamy vanilla again before bed. So let's go check out those main accords. Main accords for Viva La Juicy Gold Couture are caramel, vanilla, sweet, fruity, white floral, woody, powdery, amber, and balsamic. Top notes are wild berries, gardenia, and lily of the valley. Mid notes are honeysuckle, jasmine sambac, and vanilla orchid. Base notes are caramel, vanilla, sandalwood, and praline. It's sweet. It's just ever so slightly musky. And yeah, it's comforting. I 100% would wear this in the evening going out in the winter or going to bed. You will smell this the next day on your skin or your pajamas. I feel like this is a beautiful fragrance for the evening and bedtime. So there you go. Okay, so the next area we're going to be discussing is niche. Now, this is the more expensive for the most part. Looking at them, they are kind of more on the pricey ends of things. But I will say all of the ones I've picked to share with you guys, their throw is insane. Their sillage, or what's left behind when you leave a room, is like a 10 out of 10. They last on clothes a really long time. It took me a little while to really understand niche. It just, man, you pay a little bit more for it, but you get so much more back. Your fragrances, you don't need to use as much, and it lasts forever, it seems. Some of these last a really long time. So the very first fragrance in this section I'm going to talk about is from Initio, and it is Side Effect. Really new fragrance to my collection, but it's not new to me as in I just started smelling it for the first time. I have had my nose on this to purchase for about 2.5 years, and I finally was able to go and find someone selling it. Legit, by the way, a legit bottle. It was almost full. And when I tell you, this will last on you, on your clothes, until you wash them, or if you have this on a jacket, probably forever. This one is so strong, you guys, and I love it. So let's go check out those main accords. Main accords for Side Effect by Initio Parfums are vanilla, rum, tobacco, warm spicy, sweet, cinnamon, woody, and powdery. Fragrance notes are rum, vanilla, tobacco, and cinnamon. I wore this to Europe last January, so it was cold where we were. We were definitely in the mountains, and I got complimented wearing this, and I feel like this even stood out more than my Baccarat Rouge 540, which I also brought a sample of with me. This one stood out. I think Baccarat Rouge 540, although I really do enjoy it, and I do want a small bottle of it because it's very nice, but it's very expensive as well. I feel like this is just more unique in the sense that not as many people wear this. This is definitely unisex, and I love it. There is the tobacco, there's the rum, so much vanilla. I absolutely love this one. I can't speak any more about this because you guys would probably want to turn off. Anyway, you guys, this is a beautiful fragrance. Highly recommend. I'm not going to beat around the bush for the next one. It is Endy by Nichane. It comes up a lot this time of year when it comes to my fragrance reviews. It's my favorite fragrance for winter, but it's also my very favorite fragrance from my collection of over 100 bottles. I love this. Again, everything I said before is strong. It lasts forever. It gives a blast of ginger at the beginning, turning into cardamom, and then the most rich, warm vanilla. And I can't stop smelling my clothes. When I spray this, I just basically pick up my shirt to want to smell it all day, all night, into the next day. I absolutely adore this fragrance. So let's go check out the main accords. Main accords for Endy by Nichane are warm, spicy, vanilla, woody, powdery, citrus, amber, aromatic, soft, spicy, balsamic, and fruity. Top notes are ginger, bergamot, pink pepper, and green notes. Mid notes are cardamom, blackcurrant, Turkish rose. Base notes vanilla, benzoin, sandalwood, cedar, ambergris, patchouli, and musk. Again, it's a unisex scent, and I think it's really perfectly safe to say that it would work for both men and women. It's just delicious. I'm not going to sit here and talk about this over and over again. I know I've just done videos talking about it. I love it so much. My favorite perfume in my entire collection. Next up is just a travel size that I have that I definitely want to pick up a full bottle of. This is Commodities Milk, and I just have it in a travel spray here, and I absolutely love it. I got this travel spray from Sephora, and it smells so good, and this is really strong as well. This will throw and last for a very long time. Oh my goodness. Let's go check out those main accords. Main accords for Milk Commodity are sweet, lactonic, powdery, woody, musky, vanilla, aromatic, and amber. Top note is milk. Mid notes are marshmallow and natural musk. Base notes, tonka bean and mahogany. This is a creamy, yummy, sweet, little musky fragrance that is just going to last a long time. And I think Commodity, this says scent space is expressive for me and the many around me. This fragrance house actually does a lot of things where you have different levels. This is the second to the strongest level in the sense that it is for the many. So anyway, this is Milk by Commodity, or Commodity by Milk. I absolutely love it. I cannot wait to get a full bottle of this. Next up is a fragrance that I've talked a lot about. I love it for the fall and the winter. And really, my favorite tea is a chai tea, a very lactonic chai tea latte, I should say. And this fragrance is that in a bottle, but it does a really interesting thing in the spring. But before we get further on that, this is none other than Jovoy's Remember Me. This is a fragrance I've had in my collection for quite some time. I really enjoy it. When I first purchased this, I did buy it in the springtime when it arrived at my home. I was a little bit perplexed because everyone had said it smelled like a chai tea latte, but when I smelled it in the spring, I definitely got the tea leaves, like the really yummy tea smell, but I couldn't get the chai tea latte until the weather got cooler. And that, my friends, is when I fell even more in love with this fragrance, because if you like a chai tea latte, this is it. Main accords for Remember Me by Jovoy are warm, spicy, lactonic, citrus, vanilla, aromatic, green, woody, fresh, floral, and tropical. Top notes are cardamom, lemon, and bergamot. Mid notes are tea, ginger, and frangipani. Base notes are milk, vanilla, woody notes, and cedar. Oh, I wore this the other day just around the house. It's so comforting. It's like putting on a sweater. Oh, I love this fragrance, and it just reminds me of Christmas too. All those spices, the cloves, the cardamom, anything like that just reminds me of the holiday season. This is right up there. It's one of my top favorite scents. I've talked about this many times, but again, I could not add this one to my top 14 winter fragrances. Up next is probably my holiday foodie. If you love sweet things, this is what reminds me of the holidays. I love wearing this only about a couple of weeks throughout the whole year. It has to be really cold. The holiday seasons, Everyone's enjoying the festiveness when it comes to the drinks, the appies, the food, the company. That's none other than Teo Cabanel's Cafe Cabanel. I absolutely love this fragrance. If you want to smell like plum pudding and hard sauce, this is your thing. Like, I'm not joking. It smells just like the dessert we would make, or we do make, for Christmas evening. It's so delicious. It's creamy. It's got the dried fruits. It's got the cinnamon, the cardamom, the vanilla, everything about it. Some vanilla. I'm saying vanilla like 3 times, but that's because I love this so much. This does smell like the most delicious dessert that my family does on Christmas, and I do wear this over the holidays. Main accords for Cafe Cabanel by Teo Cabanel are warm spicy, lactonic, vanilla, cinnamon, sweet, coffee, powdery, caramel, and woody. Top notes are cinnamon, coffee, and mandarin orange. Mid notes are butter, milk, heliotrope, and rose. Base notes, caramel, vanilla, tonka bean, sandalwood, and musk. Again, if you can get your nose on this, I highly recommend it. If you are a gourmand lover like myself, you're going to love this. It smells so good, and it lasts a really long time. I haven't purchased one that has completely dissolved in its scent throw in just a matter of a couple of hours. Everyone that I have in my collection, it lasts a really long time and makes me feel better about purchasing those little higher end products. Next up is a fragrance I absolutely love. Again, I love them all, but this Gentle Fluidity Gold, I absolutely love this from MFK. I just have the small one because, I mean, she's pretty expensive and I don't need very much either. Like, I literally need that one spray and I'm good. And a lot of people that I walk around, it projects. People notice, they notice the smell, they know it's something expensive. And I absolutely love it. And again, if you love vanilla, yeah, again, very, very good. Main accords for Gentle Fluidity Gold by Maison Francis Kurkdjian are vanilla, powdery, woody, amber, fresh spicy, aromatic, musky, sweet, and soft spicy. Fragrance notes are vanilla, amber, musk, woodsy notes, juniper berries, nutmeg, and coriander. Vanilla, nutmeg, amber, all of it. I absolutely love this scent. And you kind of feel a little bit rich when you wear this. Like, I always feel like I've got to be dressed up to wear it, even though I'm not. And right now I'm in sweatpants, but you wouldn't know that. Now you do. Anyway, you guys, I absolutely love this fragrance. Highly recommend getting your nose on it if this is something that you would maybe want to purchase in the future, or else buy a sample size. I just have a sample size in this next fragrance, and it is also by MFK. It is a fragrance I've had my nose on before and I love, and I just can't find the small bottle like this size. That's just the next size up, which is a lot of juice, but this is Grand Soir by MFK. I just have, again, the little travel spray here, and it's absolutely delightful. It's so rich, it's warm, it's spicy, it's also unisex as well. It is sold unisex. I know a lot of YouTubers, their partners, their male partners, specifically, they have said that this is definitely one of their favorites at this time of year. So that's really cool, but I enjoy it. I also just love slightly male-leaning fragrances with the sweet, spicy vanilla notes to it. Main accords for Grand Soir by Maison Francis Kurkdjian are amber and vanilla. Fragrance notes are amber, vanilla, siam, benzoin, tonka bean, Spanish labdanum, and lavender. This is so good. I'm just like, I want to cherish this. I'm actually thinking about taking this on my little travel trip. Anyway, Grand Soir by MFK, yes. Next up, we have Dates Delight by the House of Oud. Look at this bottle, by the way. Isn't it just stunning? I think all of them are handcrafted. There aren't two that are made alike. And this is a very amazing fragrance that my friend Emmy kind of gave me a sample of. And I was like, oh my gosh, when I smelt it, I was like, haha. Oh my goodness, it's so good. Main accords for Dates Delight by the House of Oud are sweet, vanilla, amber, honey, warm spicy, cinnamon, balsamic. Top notes are dates and peony. Mid notes, cinnamon, caramel, tonka bean, coumarin. Base notes, honey, sugar, vanilla, benzoin, and labdanum. This is really good, guys. If you love the smell of dates, you will love this. There's that slight tobacco note. I get the dates, ever so slight honey, and again, keeping in mind I'm not a huge honey and fragrance fan, but this works. Oh, it is so good, and again, it lasts a long time, and these bottles look so good on display. Like, that's not why I bought it. I bought it for the juice, but man, it also looks very, very sexy. So Dates Delight by the House of Oud, so good. And the last fragrance I'm going to share with you guys today is, there's many of them actually that I didn't even touch on, made and created by my favorite nose in perfume, and that is Cecile Zarokian. And she also made Amouage material. And this is my first only so far Amouage purchase I've ever made. She's made a few with this house. So luxe. I feel like a fancy lady. But my goodness, you guys. If you like spicy and you like vanilla, yes, it's a win. Main accords for material by Amouage are amber, vanilla, balsamic, woody, warm spicy, aromatic, smoky, patchouli, and sweet. Top notes are elemi and patchouli. Mid notes are Madagascar vanilla and benzoin. Base notes are tonka bean, incense, ladanum, gaiac wood, agar wood or oud, osmanthus. This is just delicious, delightful. And even though this is for Amouage, they've just packaged, this is the female packaging. The males are normally taller and a little bit more slender. But this is 100% unisex. And if you like the amber, the vanilla, and the little bit of spice, you can sort of see there's a lot of theming on those like ambers, vanilla, and spice in a lot of these items that I've shared with you guys today. This is just so good. I would highly recommend getting your nose on it, giving it a try, see if this is right for you. And if it is, go for it. I am so happy I have this in my collection. All right, you guys, that is everything. Thank you so much for watching and sticking with all 14 of these fragrances. I couldn't do 10 or 5 or anything. I was like, no, I wanted to bring down the whole section, but I had to be good. My top 14. As always, you guys, be safe, take care, and have fun. Bye, guys.